Good day, my name is Zelda. I'm National Sales Manager Africa for SSEM Tembo Medical. First of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to present our HemoPress machines to you. From here, I will give you a demonstration on our machines, front, back, all of the components. Thereafter, we will go through processing. Thank you. Our HemoPress machines comes with a touch screen. We will go into a bit of more detail on the screen a little bit later on. From the screen we have got our clamps. It's solenoid based clamps, 5 of them, of which we will be using clamp A, B and E as it is a top-bottom system. Solenoid clamps, we load the tubing from the side. I will demonstrate a bit more on that when we load one onto a machine. So your tubing will be slided into the clamp. The clamp has got 3 purposes. The first one will be as a tube detector. When you do your initialization, the clamp will, or the machine will alert you. The clamp will make an alarm if there isn't a tubing in the clamp. So it will alert you and say clamp A, no tubing. That's the first function of the clamp. The second one is closing and opening as we process the bag. And then lastly, it also seals your tubing with a 1.5 millimeter seal perforated in the middle for easy breaking. I will show you that when we do a full process. From here we go on to our balance pins. We've got 3 balance pins, 1 on each side, 1 in the front, and a snap tip breaker. Your balance pins we use to hang the bags, but they also serve as at the end of processing to weigh your components. Automatic snap tip breaker will automatically break your snap tip cannula, so we don't have to do that manually. Then we have our level sensors. The level sensors is what's guiding the clamps to open and close. If your red cells go above a certain line, it will close clamp A. If it drops below a certain line, it will then open and close clamp A and E based on the level sensors. That's your pressure plate. Clamp E will be for your red cells. Red cells will hang on the right, plasma to your left. That is the front side of the machine. So we're now going to the back side of the machine. We've got an audio alarm at the back. So we have our visual alarm in front that will flicker should something go wrong, and our audio alarm on the back. If you go to the bottom of the machine, we've got our plug-in, standard plug-in. We have got 4 USB ports, of which one would be for your scanner. The other 3 ports we will use if I need to go into the machine software. I will plug in my keyboard and a memory stick and a mouse into the other 3 ports. That way I access the machine software should I need to work or do software changes. We also have a LAN port. Sambus has got all of the HemoPress machines on the LAN system. That means that from your computer, you can access all of the data on the MP Lab program. I will go into that a bit deeper later. Wonderful system. If you want to create your spreadsheet, you pick the components that you want on your spreadsheet and you just drag it over and export, and it gives you an entire spreadsheet for underweight buffy coats, underweight red cells, overweight, whatever components you would like in that. You just drag and drop and it will export to a spreadsheet. There will also be a PowerPoint presentation on the MP Lab. A barcoded tag with their name and a password. So what we do then is we select user ID, take your scanner, scan the username, go to password, scan your password, and you log in. This is your startup screen. The first thing you would do is to do an initialization. It is a bit noisy. I'm going to do the initialization now. This initialization will test your clamps, it will test your balance, and it will test your presser plate. So once you've completed your initialization, that means that your machine is ready to use. It has got all of the calibrations needed for a successful process of a blood unit. On your screen, you will see you can change users. So if there's a shift change, you don't have to switch off. You just press change users and it will go back to your login screen. We've got our tools here at the bottom. There we go. So I have logged in as a user. If I log in as an administrator, I have got a lot more options. What we do with this screen as an administrator, as a user on the machine, we will train a super user, which would be one for every shift. That super user will be able to access the calibration files. You will see on the top, it's the presser calibration. They can just press O to home and it will test the pressure calibration. You can go to clamps. All of the clamps are selected. We don't need to C and D, so I'm going to unselect C and D. We only use A, B, and E. So then here, they can just do a calibration and all three clamps pass calibration. Your balances, they can't change that I will have to log in as admin to change that. The super user will have access to this for small calibrations should the machine act up a little bit, which hardly ever happens. They can also test the tube sealing. The move shaker, we've got the option of having an additional scale next to the machine for your red cells. That would be a mixing scale and it will weigh your component. That also comes with an automatic snap tip breaker. We don't have that with these machines, but it is an additional extra that we can do. So once you have loaded your unit onto the machine, we go on to process. You use your scanner. Bonnie will show you in detail on a unit how we do the processing. So you will scan your barcodes and press start. That we will carry on with a little bit later. For your clamps, just for a closer look we slide in our tubing. First of all, it will tell you, it will detect your tube. If there's no tube, it will alert you that there's no tube. The second thing is the opening and closing of the clamps to determine which component will be pressed out, plasma or red cells. And lastly, it will also seal your tubing for easy breaking afterwards. Intelligent sensor. Our intelligent sensor will alert you if any red cells passes through your sensor. It will immediately, if it detects a change in color, clamp A will immediately close. Your presser plates will pull back with 3 millimeter to draw back the red cells that might have pushed into your tubing. And the alarm will sound, a visible and audio alarm, to alert you that and you will have a pop-up on your screen to alert you that there's possible red cells in tubing. Should you see that the red cells are all back into the bag, you just press continue and it will continue your process. I will deliberately push red cells up when we process to show you how it close and pull back to put the red cells back into the bag. I would like to introduce Bonnie. I've been working with Bonnie now for the past 7 years. So not only is she a work colleague, she's also a really good friend. Bonnie has been working on the hemopress machines for a very long time and she knows everything. Bonnie will go through a demonstration on the machine.
Okay, so we load the bag onto the machine and then you click the tip here so we don't break the cannulas anymore. For the new machines, the machine breaks on its own. And then you load the pilot tubing until you hear it click. See? And then you load the plasma bag, the side, and then the RPC again. Just break there, then you load. Then we scan the reference number, the lot number, and then the unit number. And then you press start.
You can see on the screen, balance A will not be accurate because of the pressure plate, but balance B and balance C, the weight is accurate. This is your level sensors. These machines are set up on level sensor number 3. So if level sensor number 3, the light here is covered, it will open and close between clamp A and clamp E. As you can see, it's sealing. It's alerting you that the process has finished. Press done for balance recording. So we press OK, done. And that's the end of the process.
So when you're offloading the bag, you just take out from this side, take out from clamp A, and then it has sealed properly. Then you just detach. Again, this side is sealed properly, and you just separate. And that's all. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Bonnie. So Bonnie will now load these 8 machines. We have got on this premises, we've got 13 machines. 2 of the 13 is our spare machines. Should something go wrong with the machine, they have got backup. And the purpose of demonstrating on the 8 machines is that to show that one front or first line processor can manage 8 machines on their own without any wasted time in between. During COVID, when we work with a bit less staff, it's very helpful because you can load all 13 machines and process and no time wasted in between. So it's over to Bonnie to load our machines for us. Bonnie is now loading the primary bag onto the front sprongs. We let the tubing dangle down first. just going to demonstrate here on your snap tip breaker to make it easy to load your cannula. You push down and you take your tubing and just pull up. We're not going to try and push it in with your thumb. You just take your tubing and pull up. I was hoping to get at least one alarm, and I'm happy about that. Otherwise, I would have deliberately had to spoil a unit to show you what happens. So we have got here balance C, weight gain error. First thing we will check is our snap tip broken. We can see it is because there is red cells. Second thing, when we load the bag onto the machine, it's bent in, at the bottom. So what you just pull it out, check the clamp is open, continue process, and we say yes. And our processing will continue. So anything that could go wrong during a process, to save a unit, it will immediately seal your tubing and give you an alarm to indicate what your problem is during this process. So now that we've straightened this, everything's going fine. And balance C, weight gain, is going up. It's now loaded 8 machines. 8 machines are now in processing. She has got more than enough time to load the rest of the other 5 machines before machine 1 is finished processing. Machine 1 is now finished, so Bonnie would have had sufficient time to load all of the machines. We can see machine 1 is finished. It's showing you a light to say that it's now finished processing. Press done for balance recording, okay? So it was 4 minutes, 30 seconds to finish processing. Done. So it's now weighed the components and the process is finished. You can see now machine 2 that she loaded, 4 minutes, 24 seconds. It's currently sealing. Okay, done. And machine 3 is finished. Okay, done. 4 minutes, 18 seconds. Each machine has got its own unique settings. We will work on a machine and change on the settings until the machine performs optimally. So that's why the time in processing is different on different machines. You would find that sometimes machine 5 would be finished before machine 4, although it was started after. It's the fine tuning of every single machine to get the best out of every component. And exactly what I said happened. Machine 5 and 6 finished before machine 4. Okay, done. On these 13 machines, we will process anything between 12 and 15,000 units per month. You can start to take them off. Bonnie will now start to take the units off. If there are two processors working, as she takes it off, the second processor would start to load the machines again. Thank you, Bon. So in a nutshell, this is how easy it is to work on the HemoPress version 1.5, upgraded from version 1 with the stepper motors. I have also included a PowerPoint presentation to compare version 1 with version 2 and all the upgrades that we have implemented in version 1.5. We also do regular firmware and software updates on the machine where necessary. After installation, every user will get training on the machines, and as I mentioned, we will also train a super user per shift that would be able to sort out small problems should that happen. I also give training on saving the donation. If something went wrong on a donation or on a separation, what do we do to save that donation? Because every unit counts. We also do a quarterly preventative maintenance service and then an annual major service to make sure our machines is in top condition all year round. Thank you for watching our presentation.